what's up everybody, and welcome to another edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. As always, I'm Robbie. This is Kyle. Glad to be back with you. Kyle, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, buddy. How about you?
I'm doing well. So I know we missed last week, but we're back at you with some more sports talk like only we know how. And today we're going to do another...
Mostly him.
Mostly me. But today we're going to do another one of our top 5 lists. If you've watched past episodes, you've seen us do a few of these. And tonight we're going to do top 5 sports cities. Now I know what you're thinking. We're excluding Boston from this list because obviously with both of us living in the Boston area, it wouldn't be fair because both of us would pick Boston to be number 1 and basically all our credibility would just go right out the window.
And
so
eye rolling would ensue. We'd be like, oh, typical.
Exactly.
Kyle and Robbie, seriously.
Yeah. So besides Boston, top 5 sports cities based on fans, based on teams, based on sort of a whole wider range of criteria. So I'm going to start. This is, first of all, this is in no particular order. And second of all, this does not reflect anybody else's opinion but mine. So send your hate letters to me, I guess.
This guy.
Yeah. And this guy later on.
Bring it on. Bring it on. I can handle it.
So I'm going to start sort of East Coast and work west somewhat. My first city is going to be New York City. And sort of the entire state of New York in a little way.
There you go.
But mostly New York City.
Good choice.
New York City, the sports fans are rabid. They're basically as rabid as Boston sports fans. They really get behind their teams, and their teams always seem to be successful. You got the Yankees and the Mets, who always seem to be doing well. Nets not so much, but the Yankees definitely. You've got the Rangers in hockey, who are actually now in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Ooh, yeah, that's right.
You've got
they beat up those Canadians. Poor Canadians.
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. I don't mean. I'll try.
It's okay.
We just had a tender moment.
Yeah, that's pretty tender.
Yeah.
Some morning there loss. It's okay.
So you got the Rangers. You got then the Knicks, who always again seem to be in the playoffs, and then now with the Brooklyn Nets moving to Brooklyn, and they've made a couple playoff berths in the last couple of years, so they're definitely adding to sort of that New York City name.
Yeah. I mean, they were once New Jersey, so it's like...
Yeah, but they seem to be doing better in New York than they were doing in New Jersey.
That's a good point. Even with Jason Kidd. Poor Jason Kidd.
Well, he's the head coach now.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Whoa. Revelation. All right, that's pretty cool, actually. All right, there you go. Well, so maybe he's the secret.
But and then my next city, moving a little bit more farther, is Philadelphia. City of brotherly love. Except when it comes to sports. Actually, no. I mean, the city of Philadelphia is pretty nice. But their sports fans are very rabid. And they have reason to be. Their teams usually are very successful. You have the Eagles, who racked up, I think it's like 6 or 7 NFC East championships in a row. You had the Phillies, made it to a couple World Series in the last 5 or 6 years. The Flyers always seem to be in the playoffs. I know they were in it again this year, lost to the Rangers. And then the 76ers, I know that they've fallen on hard times recently, but still, I mean, they have such a rich history and tradition with the likes of, Allen Iverson and those guys.
Yeah,
they're always a team to watch out for, especially here on the East Coast. So that's my second city. Now I'm going to move to the Midwest and to Chicago, the Windy City. And the Chicago fans, again, they're just a rabid fan base, and their teams always seem to be successful. I guess you could argue that the Cubs have sort of fallen on hard times, but you've got the White Sox, who always seem to be right in the thick of things in the American League. The Bears have always been successful, really competing out there with like the likes of the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. The Blackhawks just won the Stanley Cup last year. We won't talk about that because they beat the Bruins. And then the Bulls, with Derrick Rose, and then of course their history with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. So definitely a lot to root for there. Actually, I know a guy from work, from my work, who actually grew up in Chicago and then moved here to Boston. Big Chicago sports fan. So shout out Alex. So that's my third city. Nice. Now I'm gonna move a little bit further Midwest, or actually it might be more east, but I'm not sure. Have to look at a map. Detroit. So Detroit, is again, they've got a lot of successful sports teams. They've got the Pistons, who've won, are really known for their history and sort of the bad boy 80s, with Isaiah Thomas, Bill Laimbeer, Dennis Rodman. Now, these days, they won, I know a couple NBA championships back in the early 2000s. Have struggled a little bit recently, but still are a team that people always watch out for. You got the Red Wings, who seem to make the playoffs basically every year. Actually, the Bruins beat the Red Wings this year in the Stanley Cup playoffs, which was pretty cool. First year that they've been in the same conference. The Tigers, speaking of a Boston sports team beating a Detroit sports team, the Tigers always seem to make the playoffs, and the Red Sox beat them in the ALCS. I'm just throwing Boston references in as much as I can, because we can't actually use Boston on this list. And then even the Lions made it to the playoffs. Even the Lions have made the playoffs in the last couple of years with Matt Stafford. So they're trying to turn the corner, and Detroit fans again, can be pretty rabid. I know that they've got that tradition at Red Wings games, throwing the squid onto the ice after the team scores a goal and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. And then my last city, we're gonna jump all the way to the West Coast, or as Ice Cube would say, West Side, and Los Angeles. Obviously, the sports teams in Los Angeles have had such a rich history and tradition of success. The Lakers. Oh yeah. Nothing more needs to be said. Way back with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson. Now Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. The list goes on and on. The LA Kings, another team. They're actually facing the New York Rangers in the Stanley Cup Finals, and they won a cup I think 3 or 4 years ago. And even the LA Dodgers, always seem to be making the playoffs and doing well. And so Los Angeles, I know they kind of get trouble sometimes, fans wise, because all the celebrities and people like that go to games, and people say well, they're not real fans and stuff like that. Well, let me tell you something. Jack Nicholson is a real fan. If you see, he's out. Oh, I forgot the Clippers. How did I forget the Clippers?
The Clippers, the one that Jay Leno always references.
Yeah, the Clippers have turned it around amazingly in the last few years with Blake Griffin and Chris Paul. We won't go into their owner, but yeah, we're not going to go into that.
That's a whole different subject.
Yeah, but Los Angeles definitely, in my opinion, definitely deserves to be on that list. So
I agree.
That's my top 5 list, and now I'm going to throw it over to Kyle to see what he comes up with. So Kyle, take it away.
I came up with an entirely different list. I love all those cities too, but I have my own reasons for this list I've piled up. So. I've compiled, so I'm going to say, no particular order, I'm going to say Montreal. Just throw Montreal out there because, hey, they're the big hockey city, they're one of the biggest hockey cities, I think, in the world. And, they just really, in hockey, it's mainly hockey and curling, too. So I guess we're doing
top 5 list in U.S. and Canada. Okay.
Does it have to be in U.S.? I might actually go around the world if that's okay.
Sure, right? you go
we
right
just said
ahead.
Cities, didn't we?
You go right ahead.
So
yeah,
I got some interesting ones here.
The thoughts that I had in my mind did not actually come out of my mouth. So I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna let him go with this.
All right, so Robbie's kind of covered most of the really American cities, so I'm gonna kind of go a little on the outskirts here.
Okay, go ahead. So, this should be interesting. I'm looking forward to hearing this. Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, my first pick, Montreal.
Of course.
You got all the winter sports there. Man, they have so many great winter sports.
They have one team, and it's the Canadians. CFL team.
But they're big in sports there. So and this exactly. You got the Alouettes, I think.
Yeah, I think you're
the
right.
Alouettes, CFL. So there you go. So basically, I'm gonna say, yeah. So Montreal,
Okay.
great winter city. Another one, I'm gonna go back in time because I love track and field with Athens.
Ooh.
Athens, Greece, because that is one of the big track and field Olympics type of city. It's goes way back in time. We all know that if any of you had history class and learned about Greece and everything.
Gladiators.
Yeah, you had the gladiators. You had the track and field, discus. That's where all those sports kind of came to be and everything. So, yeah, I mean, me being a track fan.
Russell Crowe.
Oh, no, that's Rome.
Oh.
That's more Rome. That's okay.
Oh,
That's actually another city I had, too.
Never
That's kind of a runner-up city I was going to do. Kind of for similar reasons, because it was for all well, Rome's more like the gladiators.
Folks. When I think of gladiators, I think of Russell Crowe. So.
That's okay. That's more in the Rome area, yes. But that's another runner-up I had for Rome, just because dates way back, had the gladiator battles and all that crazy stuff. So, yeah, pretty. Both cities have a lot of rich history. So, next city. So what does that mean?
You have 3.
2, 3 cities.
Yeah.
Next city I'm gonna have to say is Providence. Here's why. So Providence has some pretty good college teams. I mean, namely PC and among others. But also, it's a good city for kind of up and coming players. I like it because you got the Providence Bruins and you got the Paw Sox. And it's a great kind of training ground for players that go into the Bruins and the Red Sox. So I appreciate that city for having that.
The Paw Sox don't play in Providence, right?
Well, it's Pawtucket, but it's outside Providence, but that area, Providence and Pawtucket.
The state of Rhode Island.
They're close enough.
The state of Rhode Island. It's a small state.
It's a small state. I'm sorry. I kind of link Pawtucket and Providence together, but
I gotta point this out. You'll see this on our next blooper reel.
Yeah.
This guy in one of our earlier attempts to make this episode thought Pittsburgh was Philadelphia and started singing Black and Yellow when I was talking about Philadelphia.
I just wanted to sing that song.
And almost called the Pittsburgh Steelers the Philadelphia Steelers.
I don't know why I just thought that, because I know they're the Pittsburgh Steelers. For some reason, Philadelphia, I don't know.
Same state doesn't even work in that situation, because it's like, seriously.
That's what I get for working with toddlers all day.
Two different conferences. Alright, I'm sorry. Continue.
That's what I get for working with toddlers all day.
Right.
My mind gets all jumbled.
I'm derailing us right now. You continue. What's your last city?
My last city, I'm gonna have to say, it's not really a city, is just an area. I'll count it as an area. I'm gonna go back to America. Well, I mean, I already went back to America for hours, but I'm gonna stay in America. I'm gonna go with Cape Cod, the whole Cape Cod area. I think they have a lot of great. It's a great like a summer program. You have the Canada with the winter program with the winter sports and everything. Then you have the Cape with like the baseball with like the when the college athletes, when they're not in season, when they still want to play baseball. Hey, you got the Cape League, the Cape Baseball League. So. That's a very big organization down there, and they're doing great, and they're even being televised at this point. So, yeah, so I think it's the Cape is another great place to do just about any kind of summer sport that you can think of. They got camps for camps for that. And, hey, you can play tennis down there. There's tennis courts everywhere you go. So, so yeah, and runner-up, I'm gonna say just really quickly, quick runner-up. I would also have to say is Lake Placid. Another great Olympic winter and summer type of city. You can do all kinds of sports there too. So, yeah, I like it there.
All right. Well, that was certainly interesting.
I went from a little different perspective. I didn't really put as much in the.
Well, you know what? it's better that way. What's this show without a little bit of sort of going different directions? It's better than if we just pick the same cities.
Yeah.
So. I appreciate you sort of thinking outside the box.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so now we're going to move on to our monologues. I'm going to start off with, and this isn't really a big monologue, but it's just a plea to the San Antonio Spurs. Please, please, please beat the Miami Heat. I cannot stand to see Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh and Ray Allen
hate that team.
win their third straight NBA championship.
Oh, Ray Allen's cool.
One was, two was just beside myself. 3 would just be too much. So please, San Antonio, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, you're in the final years of your career. Why not one last hurrah, knock it off the Heat, and winning the NBA championship? Please, I beg of you, please take it to them starting tomorrow. Just please, I need you to do this for me. I won't ask you anything else, but please, just beat the Heat.
Cool them down.
Yes. All right, so... Yeah, very nice. So, Kyle, you go ahead. What's on your mind?
Not a whole lot. I guess
what
I'll
else
just...
to do?
Really? Yeah, right. Seriously, hello, is anything in there? I guess I'll just talk about the Canadians, and them, they sadly they didn't make it to the, through the playoffs, but that's okay, Canadians, I just gotta say, it won't be a long monologue, I'm just gonna say, hey, keep fighting, you guys did a great job. I thought they had a really great season this season, so, they did a great job. They beat the Bruins. And, but, the Rangers, yeah, they did that to them, so sadly. But, you know what? That's okay.
Knocked them out.
You got next season. You can do it, Canadians. So, Canadian pride. There you go.
All right, well, it's... I do give you a lot of credit because you did actually pick the Canadians correctly to beat the Bruins, as we talked about, in 7 games. So, I gotta give you props.
I never get any of those right, which is weird. I don't know why I got that part right.
Well, hey, you did it, and good for you, and glad the Canadians lost. Go Kings!
Well, we both lost, so Boston and
Go
Canada
Kings!
lost. So
beat the Rangers.
Yeah.
I don't like the Rangers either.
Nah. Power Rangers are better. Not a big fan of New York Rangers. Power Rangers.
First Power Rangers reference of the show. We're all over the place tonight. So anyway, before we go, there are just a couple of shout-outs and a piece of kind of exciting news that we want to share with you. First, I got a couple of shout-outs. First is to that random kid in Wellesley that's complimented me on the show twice in the last week. You know who you are. So thank you for watching, and thank you for continuing to support us, and we appreciate it.
I never met you, but you sound really cool, and you're the man. And
the other shout-out is to the Lincoln Sudbury boys baseball team. The Warriors, I actually coached them last year, and the guys apparently watch our show and wanted me to give them a shout-out. So guys, thank you. You're the best right now in the state tournament right now.
Oh, sweet. Good luck.
In the first ever Super 8 version of the MIAA state tournament. They play an elimination game tomorrow night, Thursday night. So wishing them the best of luck in that one. Good group of guys, and hope for continued success for them.
I saw one of your games last year, so...
Yeah, that's true. You did come to one of our games last year. That was cool.
Yep,
and then the last one is a little exciting piece of news. For those of you who saw the earlier episode, one of our earlier episodes, we had our buddy Craig on the show, and we talked about how he has his show, The Craig Show, on Stoneham TV here in Massachusetts. Well, tonight is Wednesday, so a week from tonight, I will be making a guest appearance on The Craig Show. Very excited. Got the call yesterday that I was going to get a chance to come on and be a part of it. So looking forward to it. It films next Wednesday night. And you can check it out. I'll post a link when it comes out to my Facebook and Twitter page. But also you can find it on YouTube. Search Not The Craig Show. And yeah, it's going to be
YouTube,
exciting.
Twitter, Facebook, they're all there. So
Kyle's been on it a couple times, so if you want to go beforehand and check it out, he's been on a couple episodes.
Yep, check out the ones I've been on, episode 4 and the season finale of the first season. So
so really looking forward to that. Shout out Craig, you're awesome.
Man.
So, Kyle, you got anything before we wrap up?
No, not much.
All
Just no, it's been a good day so far. So keep it going, right?
All right. Well, that's all we have for today's episode. For Kyle, I'm Robbie. This is On the Couch Talking Sports. Signing off. See you next time, everybody. Goodbye.